Shalom. Call Haloyamla, Yahapwa, Bahasham, Yahapushai, Bahasham Rachakodash, Brakta Yahapwa, Brakta Yahapushai, Brakta Rachakodash, Bahasham, Yahapushai, Bahasham Rachakodash. Shalom. And double honors unto the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elders in the Akyam and the Akwath. Shalom. Want to go into a quick video. Got a couple articles here that I'll leave in the description box. You can read the whole articles for yourself, but I want to go ahead and get this information and filter it through the Holy Scriptures. This is just more, revealing of the Most High of the ancient prophecies for the end times. So it says, while Putin readies nuclear missiles, Germany has run out of munitions and can only fight a war for 2 days. So we know that Putin and Russia, that's the bear, that's the Medes, that's the Medes, the ancient Medes of the Medo-Persian Empire, that's occupied by the Russians today. The bear that the Most High is rousing up in these last days to come up against America. And so we know that Germany is one of the weaker nations that are allies with America. And so as the bear, Russia, is readying their nuclear missiles, Germany has no ammunition to be able to. They don't even have ammunition to fight back. Putin got the ultimate wild card. Well, when you play that, when you play cards, right? When you pull out that joker, that kills everything, right? So that nuclear missile is like a joker card, man, and it's gonna kill everything that they shoot those missiles at. In Germany, they don't even have a joke. They don't have a joker card, or they barely have any kind of firepower to even combat that joker card, right? And so that's part of the reason why these nations that are allies with America is going to hate the whore, because why? America has been the main instigator behind the scenes, funding Ukraine in this war. That's the forerunner. It's the how can I say it? It's the opening act of the World War III. They've been the main instigator fighting against Russia in the shadows, funding Ukraine in this war. And so they're the main instigators of poking the bear at Russia, literally. And this is part of the reason why Germany will hate the whore, which is the whore is America, that's steering the beast, which is the Roman Empire revised. Because the whore has the spirit of the Roman Empire through the Congress and the Senate and everything. That's the same way ancient Rome was had operated. So Germany won't be able to fight, can't fight the bear, they can't compete with the bear, and they're vulnerable. And so they're going to hate the whore for steering them into this war, and they're going to turn on her. So we'll go ahead and get real quick Revelation 17, and we'll start at, we'll go ahead and get verse, let me see. Yeah, let's go ahead and get verse 14. No, verse 13. Revelation 17:13. These have one mind. And who is these? These other nations that linked up with America, the whore, Babylon the Great. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So this beast is the Roman Empire coming back together in the Treaty of Rome and giving their power to the whore, which is America, to steer the ancient Roman Empire and dominate the earth. So we're going to get some more right quick in this article. It says, Germany's military readiness has collapsed. And this is, and the fact that Germany, out of all these years being allies with America, barely have any ammunition to fight Russia is funny to me. It's funny because the most I say we will laugh at their calamities, and this is one of the calamities that they don't have any ammo to fight the bear. You know, so and this is Esau's main main this is his pride and joy because he's been blessed with the sword. And the Edomites, so-called white race, there's different tribes within them, and Germany's one of the weaker tribes militarily. Germany has they're the quote unquote wise people of the Edomites because they're the ones that created these nuclear missiles, and that's another topic. But they're the so-called wise men of Israel, of not Israel, of the Edomites, as far as the creating the nuclear missiles and different scientific things, like I spoke in the last video about athletes going to German doctors to heal themselves, with these different blood spinning and other little practices that they do, and then re-inject that blood back into their bodies wherever they're having those bad injuries in their knees and necks, and to infuse back into their body to heal certain areas. The German scientists and doctors, they have this wisdom that the Most High allowed them to have to do so. I'm kind of a little bit touching on different points, so bear with me. Just flowing in the spirit right now. But this is all of the Most High to bring to pass the prophecies of the allies of America beginning to hate the whore, because they're going to hate the whore because they don't have any because the whore drug their allies into this battle in World War III with Russia, and then but they drag them to a war and they're not even prepared and ready to fight. So they're going to hate the whore and turn on the whore and join up and link up with Russia and all the allies and burn America with fire. So this is all of the Most High ultimately. So it says the Germany Defense Ministry has publicly stated it could only sustain a war for 1 week. So man, it's just funny. It's like, man, all these years that they've been linked up with the whore, and they can only fight for a week. It's pretty comical, man. It's the Most High making a mockery of them, really. It says the Germany Defense Ministry has publicly stated it could only sustain a war for 1 week due to shortages in supplies and soldiers. I wonder why it's a shortage of people. It could have had something to do with rolling up their sleeve. I don't know. Possibly. Reports AsiaTimes.com. What's even more astonishing is that a German lawmaker says that's too optimistic. So it's optimistic that they can last a week. Wow. The real duration of what Germany is capable of sustaining in a war is just 2 days. That's profound. That's not nothing to just gloss over. That's divine and miraculous. That's the Most High. Because the Most High say in Jeremiah, let's get that real quick. Got it. That flows way too smoothly with that. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. Esau is the so-called white race. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. One of his secret places is his military, that he had. Everything is top secret classified. They so proud, about their classifying. They're saying that's above your pay grade, where the Most High is exposing them amongst the whole earth. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled because they die off fast more. They're dying off in these days. They're dying off more than they can reproduce. So their death rate in the so-called white race their death rate is higher, mortality rate is higher than their birth rate. His seed is spoiled, and also because they have leprous skin, and they don't have melanin, because that protects us from the sun. That's another reason why they're cursed. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So his neighbors, which are the allies and the other tribes of the Edomites. So that's them. That's the Most High making them bare on every level. Financially, economically, militarily, everything. Their wisdom. So a German lawmaker says that's too optimistic that they can last a week. It says the real duration of what Germany is capable of sustaining in a war is just 2 days. Man, that's profound there. It says if war is announced on Monday, in other words, Germany is finished by week. Oh man, let me just get this real. I'm laughing, man, because it brings joy to the hopeful elect, because we've been oppressed, man. We've been destroyed and hurt so bad underneath Esau, Edom, so-called white race. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's what we're witnessing right now, right here. In these kind of articles, we're seeing the fall of our enemy, because why? They were so strong. Nobody thought that the so-called white race could ever get taken down. But the Most High, after all the domination of Edomite supremacy, so-called white supremacy, what's happened? They don't have, one of America's allies don't have enough ammo to last 2 days in a war. That's extremely spiritual and extremely prophetic and beautiful to see, because that shows you that our salvation is nearer than we believed. Our redemption draweth nigh. That means that our redemption is near when the Most High sends Yahushua to redeem us, because no man will buy the real Jews and the Israelites, all 12 tribes, until the Most High says, okay, enough is enough. It's time to go ahead and get the apple of my eye out of the hand of the cave beast. So continuing on, it says, if war is announced on Monday, in other words, Germany is finished by Wednesday and forced to surrender. So if they surrender, that means they're going to be in custody of who? The bear, Russia. So they're just going to, before that even happens, they'll just go ahead and link up with them, and that's what's happening. They're probably making those secret alliances right now. Well, not probably, they are, according to biblical prophecy. And you can say things so confidently when you're in the scriptures and know, because the scriptures is a movie. It's the scriptures, and you can confidently speak about what's happening before it happens, because it's the prophecies that's speaking, not us, So continuing on, it says NATO countries running out of ammunition. So what is NATO? NATO is the is a part of the 10 horns spoken of in Revelation, the 10 horns on the beast. Because the Greco-Roman Empire is the fourth beast, and the fourth beast is the foundation of the 10 horns, and the 10 horns is the modern extension of the beast, which is the NATO European Union, right? So the European Union and NATO countries running out of ammunition as Germany left with 2 days of stocks, blares the headline from express.co.uk. So, this is incredible. This is showing you that the strength, the military strength, the carnal strength of Esau is fading. And we know with the flesh, as we get older, it does what? It gets weaker and weaker until it dies. Well, that's what's happening with this fleshly, carnal uh, rulership of Esau Edom. It's a fleshly kingdom and rulership. So just like our flesh, these bodies, it gets weaker over time. Same thing with the fleshly kingdom, it gets weaker over time, and now we're seeing the downfall of our enemy. It's a very beautiful thing. And called Haloyim La Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. It says Germany has been facing pressure to maintain its defense commitment to NATO. So where do you think Germany's getting this pressure from? America, the whore, Babylon the Great, because they're the puppet master, and the other nations, the other NATO slash European Union allies with America, are the puppets, which are being steered by the whore, America, and they're the ones that put the pressure on everybody. And then the shadow government that rules even the whore is the so-called the little hat people, right? Because they control the money. Whoever controls the money control the people, because everybody want money, right? And whoever owns the money dictate the rules. In a fleshly, carnal, wicked society, not in the spiritual kingdom, but in a fleshly, carnal, Satan society run by Satan. So it says defense commitment to NATO. It says Germany has been facing pressure to maintain its defense commitment to NATO. It's like when 2 days run out, that's all they got. You know, Germany like, man, we tapped out. What else you want us to do, whore? You know, talking about America. Been facing pressure to maintain its defense commitment to NATO while providing Ukraine with the necessary weaponry to fight back against Russia. So not only, oh man, America, the whore is something else, because they're forcing Ukraine to fight Russia. They supplying them with money, you know, and then all these campaigns, advertisements about stand with Ukraine and back Ukraine, all that nonsense. I seen an Edomite devil with a truck on the back of it, on his tailgate, talking about, I stand with Ukraine. I'm like, yeah, you stand with Satan, you know. These people don't stand for nothing but their own made up, you know, culture, you know, which is just vain. It's just very corny and vain. But it says Ukraine with the necessary weaponry to fight back, because America is funding the war by giving Ukraine all of the money, billions of dollars they steady sending in military aid and weapons to fight Russia. But then Germany, one of the whores, America's allies, is just looking like we don't have any ammunition. But then while they're giving Ukraine all this money, they're telling Germany, just keep fighting, keep putting pressure on them to fight. It's like, okay, what you want me to do? Throw my empty cartridges at them? You know, it's like, what Germany gonna do? So that's part of that's it could be resentment too, building, and what it already has been. So, you know, just really thoroughly breaking it down. You know, it's just a beautiful revelation of what's happening right now. It says, according to local reports, the German army has been left with only 2 days worth of ammunition to sustain active combat if necessary. So Germany got to be looking at Ukraine receiving all that money from America and ammo and weapons, and they probably looking like, hey man, we've been allies with you for since way back when we first started this, the Treaty of Rome, right back in the 50s. You know, it's crazy, but they want to strictly push this commercial narrative of helping Ukraine, the whore, America. It says while Russia is reportedly firing 20,000 artillery rounds per day, man, it just shows you that Russia, man, it's biblical prophecy, and you can't do nothing against prophecy. Why would you want to? You know, I'm just saying, but these Edomites, they thinking that they can fight Russia, but it's biblical prophecy that Russia is just firing off like this. They're going to have endless ammunition because it's time for America, the whore, and its allies to go down. And once Russia take out America, the whore, the Messiah is going to be returning in the midst of it to take down the bear, which is Russia and his allies. And then the Israelites will be reigning forever and ever. It's just a very beautiful thing. So, I'll go ahead and leave the link to the article in the description, like I say in the beginning, and we'll get right here. It says this day in history, March 25th, 1957. Europe's common market founded in major step toward economic unity. So this was the ancient Roman Empire being summoned back together with with these European nations that were floundering in the economy, and so they decided to link up with the whore to sign the Treaty of Rome, aka the Treaty of Paris, to sustain themselves economically, because the U.S., the whore, was thriving at this time back, in the 1900s. So it says, on March 25th, 1957, France, West Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg signed a treaty in Rome and establishing the European Economic Committee. The economy, their economy was weak, so the only way that these original 10 horns could sustain themselves in the new world over here in these modern times is by coming together and signing a treaty with the whore, so that they can enjoy the economic success that the whore was enjoying, right? So when you read that, it says, why would they sign a treaty in Rome? It's because that's the fourth beast that was unifying economically over there and giving their power into America, the whore. But the whore has the spirit of the ancient Roman Empire, the fourth beast, with the Congress and the Senate. So it says Belgium and Luxembourg signed a treaty in Rome establishing the European Economic Committee, and that's the foundation for the European Union and then the NATO. It says also known as the Common Market. So the 10 Common Market Nations was that's you can Google it. 10 Common Market Nations, the original 10 of the European Union is and you can lump in NATO as well, is the 10 horns that's spoken of in Revelation. That's on top of the fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire. So the 10 horns is the modern day Roman Empire, giving their power into the whore, America, which has the spirit of the Roman Empire, the fourth beast, through the political structure that was in ancient Rome. Because you had the judicial, because now we got the judicial here in America is the judicial, legislative, and executive branch, along with the Congress and the Senate, right? And that's how the fourth beast was diverse from the other three beasts, because all ancient kingdoms and all ancient heathen kingdoms, even Israel kingdom, it was all about a king having a king, and the king's seed the king's son would follow. When the king died, his son took over. But the fourth beast was diverse from the other three beasts because it didn't have a king. It had a president, and then it had Congress, like 300 plus people conjuring and coming up with laws all day, every day. And they ordering everything according to they want, and they were very strategic. And that was the difference in the fourth beast and the other three beasts, the way that they ruled. So it says, continuing on, the EEC, which came into operation in January 1958, You see, and when you look at that, because in the last video we did, right, it was it said the the law of the infrastructure to begin the development of digital currency. It was put into play around March 2022 or March 2021. Either way, it was in March. And then in January is when all these new laws always kick off and become more formal and more legitimate. So they love doing things around March and then in December. And then when January rolls around, that's when the laws started coming into effect. That's what's happening with the digital currency. It's not mandated yet, but the laws are being put into place where they can mandate it January in the next year of January or beyond, whenever they're ready now, because they put it in place. And then when it becomes official, it becomes technical in January, and then they can do whatever they want after that. So that was just a little sidebar for that. So also known as the common market, the EEC, which came into operation in January 1958, was a major step in Europe's movement toward economic and political union. So, well, my phone is froze for some reason. I can't scroll up and down, but I'll continue reading the rest of this. It says by 1950, it was apparent that centuries of Western European world supremacy was at an end. So let you know that the old way, the ancient times, and the economy and how they operated was over. And they had to go ahead and adapt to the new times of the whore, because the Most High gave the power, not the power, but the Most High gave, he gave the earth into the hand of the whore, and allowed America, to reign in this little season. America was the chosen little horn that came out of the caves and began to rule the earth. And so the ancient areas of the Roman Empire broken up into Luxembourg and Netherlands and Belgium and Germany and France and all these other areas. And they had to go ahead and survive in the new economy, so they linked up and gave their whore to the beast America. To the whore America. So by 1950, it was apparent that centuries of Western European world supremacy was at an end. The national markets, because it was over in the West now with the whore, Babylon the Great. The national markets of Europe, isolated from each other by archaic trade laws, archaic meaning ancient old trade laws, they were outdated, were no match for the giant market enjoyed by the United States. So they said, okay, we got to join up with the whore over there in the United States, and so we can survive. And looming over Europe from the east was the Soviet Union, because they were stuck in between the new West, which was the whore America, Babylon the Great, and then to the east was the bare Russia, the Soviet Union. So they didn't want to join with the communist Soviet Union, the Russia. So they wanted to go ahead and join up with the liberty and the freedom that the whore under Satan gave them over here in America. And that's why they signed the Treaty of Rome, and that's just biblical prophecy, until the bear will take them down in the end. So, I'll leave those links to those articles in the description. So, just real quick, and that's showing you how it flows with the scripture so perfectly. And it says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Now, who is that? That's the Roman Empire. And his deadly wound was healed. How was it healed? After the Renaissance, America, they took over. And it has the spirit. America has the spirit of Rome. It's the Roman Empire. The spirit of the Roman Empire is in the Congress and the political structure that rule and run the earth. And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast. That's how they wandered after the beast. The European Union and NATO, They gave their strength unto the beast, which is when they signed that Treaty of Rome. That's the Roman Empire coming together and strengthening and giving their power into the whole America. What was I going to get here? And so that beast right here, they gave their power. They wandered after the beast, meaning they followed the beast. Because part of that beast, because they all were a part of that beast, but the head of the beast was the whore, because they did what? The whore steered it, which is America. An animal, a wild beast, a metaphor, a brutal, bestial man, savage, ferocious, and that's the so-called white race. They're the savage cave beasts that came out of those caves and during the Renaissance period, and then they all fell into structure and line eventually, and gave their power to the beast, the whore, America, which steers the beast. And also, the heathen nations follow after the beast as well, because they all rock the 3-piece suits, the suit and ties, with the economy and stuff. All nations are over here wandering after the beast, coming to the land of the free and the home of the brave and all that nonsense, right? That's how the heathen wander after the beast. And chiefly, Esau Edom is the beast altogether. That's why, you speak of the head of the leopard. The beast had a head as a leopard and then the feet of a bear. That's because the leopard represented the Greeks when they first came into power. Alexander the so-called Great. And then the bear is Russia. And everywhere in between is all the so-called white race, all in between, all the different white tribes, so-called white tribes, the Edomite tribes. That's a part of that beast. And all nations, the heathen nations, follow the beast. And all nations on earth look up to the so-called white race like they're something special when they're not. And then verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. So, this dragon, a dragon is like a fully developed serpent, as a metaphor, because we know the serpent from the garden is the most subtle beast of the field, and tricked Eve, which is Israelite woman today. So that's another topic for another day, but that's the righteous seed of the Israelites, and the serpent from the garden is the spirit that's the deceiving spirit that's in the serpent, that was in the serpent in the garden. It's the same spirit that's in the so-called white man, Esau Edom. And that serpent, when it's in its full power and glory, and it as a dragon now. And they worship the dragon, which gave power into the beast. So the dragon, that's America, giving power into the beast, which is the ancient Roman Empire revised. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who was able to make war with him? See, no one thinks that the whore can be a whore can be taken down, and all of his allies. But the Russians, that's shooting off 20,000 rounds a day with no problem with ease, and then that's just their lightweight weapons. That they haven't even began dropping their tactical nukes, which are small radius nuclear missiles for tactical destruction. And then that's just the baby nukes. They haven't even released, and then they have the big boy, their biggest ones, which is called the Satan IIs, which will destroy continents. And then that's not even talking. That's the air and land missiles, the air and land thermonuclear missiles. And I went to a video, months back about the Poseidon, which is the underwater nuclear missiles. So it's just so much devastation, and that Russia has. No one else has an underwater nuclear missiles from what I remember reading. I would have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that no one else has underwater thermonuclear missiles like Russia on the earth. So America, is going to go down, but the elect, will be saved through the mercy and blessings from the Most High power Yahweh and Yahweh, the Bahasham Yahweh Shah. I'm just flowing in the spirit, just hopefully this lesson is edifying. And then let's see what else I want to get. We'll go ahead and get Revelation 17 and chapter 17, verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. So these are the foundational 10 common market nations over the European Union and the Treaty of Rome that gave their power, that came together and gave their power into the whore, which is America, to go ahead and enjoy the economy success that America had. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. A king represents a nation because he's a leader of a nation, which have received no kingdom as yet, because they're not ruling nothing, but they have power through the whore, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, because they linked up with the Roman Empire revised through America. Because the whore, America, is the strength and the military might of the beast. So that's how they and that 1 hour represents a short period of time, because back in 1950, that's when they first signed the Treaty of Rome. And they've been enjoying a little power for a little season until they get taken out by the bear Russia. In verse 13 it says, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Excuse me. So they're all given. So America is steering the beast, and they're allowing the beast to, allowing the whore to guide everything. But they're starting to hate the whore because of the war that they're about to get destroyed in by Russia. Verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb. So talking about the Yahushua, because after Russia takes out America, the Lamb Yahushua is going to return. And that's that war in heaven spoken of, I believe it's in Revelations 12. These shall make war with the Lamb, because the allies of America is going to take out, is going to link up with Russia and take out America. And then the Yahushua are going to return in the midst of all of that. And then they're going to try to make war with Yahushua foolishly. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. Because Yahushua, the Messiah, he's inherited all things after completing the course and sacrificing his life, right? And being perfect without blemish. And King of kings. And they that are with him are called chosen and faithful. That's the elect. And then all the angels in the host of heaven. But on the earth, that's the elect of the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. And chosen and faithful, because they're not going to sell out in the society of Satan. Verse 15, let's see. We'll jump to 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, those are the 10 common market nations, or aka those European nations, so-called white folks, Germany and everyone else that signed that Treaty of Paris, Treaty of Rome. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Why are they going to hate the whore? Because they bring in America's bringing them into that war, that they only have a couple of days of ammunition, as Germany, as they reported about Germany. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked. And how is that? And shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. They're going to link up with Russia and Russia's allies over there in the Far East, with China and Iran, which is the modern-day Persian Empire, and all of its allies over there. And they're going to all link up and burn America with fire. But the elect will be blessed with salvation and beamed up into the chariots and not be affected by that destruction. In verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city. What city? Babylon the Great, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So, because who leads the earth right now? America. Everybody want to come to America and make money. Why? Because they have the Israelites in captivity, and they all come over here in our hoods and ghettos and barrios, and they have these different businesses, and they're eating off of our affliction. So with that being said, I hope this video was edifying. The water to the Ruach HaKodesh. For another video. To the next video, I say, Shalom.